Heroism and tragedy. This is it, people of Gaia, the critical moment at the infamous bloody altar. To be or not to be, that is the question. Aerith lamented losing her past because the ultimate preciousness of life is experience, dates, laughter, hidden talks with her friends. That was all taken from her childhood, stolen from her 27 years ago, and sits upon the precipice of being gone from her again. Foremost as the minute details are brought to light. Remember this apple, the temptation of power is dangerous. In her final breaths, Miss Gainsborough's eyes and awareness are open. She sees her hero and the black feather, and she does nothing outwardly. The innocent flower seller is anything but innocent in this moment. She knows she has on the razor's edge of each heartbeat the utterly volatile contrasts of the greater good in maintaining Cloud's sanity and that of her personal needs in saving everyone she loves and whom she just prayed for. Though unmoving, Make 'em Bloom is answering a question. That question. Choice. There is something omnipotent about it, as even the Turks and Shinra have learned. In the Japanese version of Rebirth, Zack states that if he could just make a choice, everything could change. At the bloody altar, as Cloud looked up after 27 years, he was no longer riven with inner battle. A puritanical intent, choice, ripped through him and from him. A small jet of rainbow and the green lifeblood of the Lifestream are the immediate result. As Buster Sword and Masamune then collide, Jenova-Roth's blade deflects minutely, and the rainbow light of creation, the embodiment of meaningful change, surrounds them. Of note is that this is the first instance of creation reacting with such magnanimous rainbow effect, and nothing has changed, as Cloud has not yet saved Aerith. Existence itself is aware of what Cloud-defying destiny here and now would mean, and the witnessed color spectrum is evidence of this intersection of cosmic phenomena and personal perspective. This rainbow light is proof that mortals can matter. A battle of wills between universal adversaries ensues, with Cloud's impassioned focus unwavering. However, Jenova-Roth does so waver, as he reacts in some way to something. Though we cannot know for certain what Sephiroth is emotionally going through, we have seen this before. In the Nibelheim flashback, when Jenova's will overpowered Sephiroth's, this effect arose. And in the Shinra Tower, when Aerith's love overpowered Nanakai's animalistic anger, there again was an effect like this. With these precedents, it seems that what's happening is Cloud was the stronger will. Impossible. But then, so is his breaking gravity, and a human commanding the Black Whispers when even Gaia cannot, amongst everything else surrounding the growing enigma called Cloud Strife. With the horror that would soon unfold, the critical question to ask is that of the unstable narrator. Is all that we are witnessing just hallucination? After the dream date, Zack's worlds, and the Sephiroth phantasms of Remake that were all very real. Whether something is hallucination or not is increasingly an invalid question to ask. Rather, is what we've seen hallucinatory effect a type of reality? How did we know until now that what we were looking at is clearly a figment of Jenova-addling Cloud's fragile mind versus a genuine vision? Visions, such as the one in the Sector 5 church, or the fight against the Harbinger, occur independently of Cloud's present and past environments. He saw 500 years into the future as example, whereas with hallucinations, whether imagining a more attentive childhood Tifa, or the Nibelheim flashback, from scars disappearing, to recalling Zack, to perverting the memory of Zack, whether due to green-tinged static or the fell morose variety riven with black horizontal bars, all hallucinations are overlays. They never include something needlessly novel and unprecedented. They never change irrelevant details, and only act to overlay the figment of falsity upon the truth, rendered believable due to similarity. Cloud has no precedent for the rainbow light representing a change in from destiny, nor the green glow being a manifestation of something terrifyingly impossible. He has observed both phenomena before, but he has no reason to recall that phenomena now. He could have easily imagined saving Aerith without them, as is uniform with all previous hallucinations. And consider that later he also observes white whispers, which is more phenomena that he has observed but has no basis for comparison in which to conjure fantasy from. He does not know what they represent, nor has he ever imagined whispers before, so it is extremely unlikely that Cloud is hallucinating these effects, which suggests by deduction that they are real. This is 4-door smashing Rosetta Stone, decoding a vast wealth of mysteries and inspiring an apple of absolute hope. Cloud standing up to Jenova-Roth, not being too weak to save anyone, including himself. It should be not possible, and yet it is real. Aerith is being defended nearly 3 decades later. Aerith still has not moved. Not due to ignorance or blindness. She would later state that she saw what Cloud did at the Bloody Altar. And the impossible arises again. Cloud ejects Masamune. And does so in a snarl of untempered feeling. It almost sounds like anger. It is important to note that Cloud is not more powerful than Jenova-Roth. In the coming battle, it would take all heroes combined to beat the Insane One, including Aerith. But Cloud is a being of infinite potential, and when that potential is focused in a direct contest of wills against an adversary that does not take him seriously, he just proved himself to be the stronger. Rainbow explodes into the whole area. Meaningful change has happened, as witnessed by the arbitrary cosmos itself. This is still the Beagle timeline. Cloud has not created a new world. He's changed the one he's in. Something like this happened to Zack, who remained in the Terrier timeline, but with a vastly altered future. Why hasn't the rainbow consumed the whole planet and been restricted to just this area? Because of the containment pattern of the encircling black whispers. I call it a containment pattern because we've seen this before. As Jenova-Roth conjoins with an embodiment of Sephiroth's memories, a black feather, the heartbeat can be heard. To be is the answer. All those thousands of eyes, those beloveds who were murdered by exogenous forces wielding the whispers, they've been given the new dawn that was missing from the conclusion of Remake. Life does not exist for law. Law exists for life. Nanakai's statement that whispers do whatever they want has been defied. Destiny can be more than followed. It can be forged, and done so by mortals. Cloud saved Aerith. Miss Gainsborough can make 'em bloom in the church once more, and not as a sorrowful phantasm. A soft breeze will flutter through her dress, as underneath the free sun she looks upon the high wind. She can kiss Cloud, or Zack, or anyone she wishes. Elmira is going to see her daughter again. Aerith may still die in Part 3. She may not align with Cloud Dreamweaver's choices at Journey's End. There could be another helicopter crash that Mr. Strife himself causes, or any other matter of heartbreak, hurt, or calamity. But she could also look upon the credits this time, amongst her friends, witnessing victory hand in hand, alive, to experience it, the ultimate preciousness of life. Her sorrowful end, or her glorious dusk, as the journey concludes, will now be a direct result of her choices. That was life in Final Fantasy VII. That is now again life in the Remake Rebirth anthology. That is life. The 27-year atrocity of doomed love has been wrested from her shoulders to now be borne by Cloud, the avatar of creation. Cloud, the man who loves her. A man who never did let her go. As a theme song so proclaimed, the unknown journey will finally continue. And it is good. No, that's not how this story goes. Not when sufficiently powerful exogenous forces command the Whispers, who now appear around Masamune. But why would the Whispers do this? Throughout chapter 14, whenever the ephemeral slaves appear, something has happened that the Dark God did not foresee. An abuse of the ephemeral slaves is his reaction. This is a reaction. Cloud's will be done, and the Black Whispers moving against Jenova-Roth's will. Cloud smashing through all Whispers combined with his focused intent, being the superior will, and deflecting the blade. It was all not foreseen. This is Jenova-Roth reacting. Life does happen. Yellow flowers are crushed by random strangers. Once, Cloud's heroism and power almost killed all of his friends through a helicopter crash on the freeway. Infected Whispers intervened. Life happens, but not when sufficiently powerful entities, whether Jenova-Roth or infected Guardia, decide otherwise. With the same ghostly servants enslaved to Jenova-Roth's intentions, when life happens that isn't to the insane one's wishes, he can simply overwrite the flow. He is functionally invincible, unless someone is willing to command Whispers against him. This specific use of the ghostly slaves on the bloody altar results in their counterparts blocking the other heroes being summoned away, allowing Cloud's friends to join him. As Cloud is about to descend into despair, his friends joining him appears to be a mistake by the Insane One. Reality continues to declare that Aerith was saved, and does so again with stimuli that Cloud is extremely unlikely to hallucinate, as he has no means for understanding the meaning of what we witness. The sky's clear, reflecting light, growing stronger than darkness. Jenova-Roth is losing. The cosmic play is shifting, though Mr. Strife is thankfully innocent to there even being a play with puppet strings for now. Heretofore, two realities unfold simultaneously. The rainbow light represents the memory of Aerith being saved, and the green glow is the macabre opposite. Of fundamentally critical note, as this detail will hard cement the idea that it is Sephiroth, not Cloud, who is responsible for the hallucinatory effects, is that in the Jenova reality, the sword was deflected, just as in the rainbow reality. In the Jenova reality, a mortal blow was delivered, as the half-cetrus carmine future pools on the ground. But this blow could not be the gruesome wound it was long ago, i.e. it could not be impalement, as then Masamune could not have been deflected. And yet we are about to observe wounds on the innocent flower seller that could only result from impalement. Make 'em Bloom is no longer still. Her body reacts just as it did ages ago. Wholly bounces away with the same considerable force and effect as it had when Aerith was struck through by a harsh downward stroke. This despite both Rainbow and Jenova realities representing Cloud deflecting the blade and the pink ribbon not being cut. If it had been cut, you'd see a knot somewhere in the ribbon, and we don't. Holy's trajectory could not be reflection of the murder at hand, but it could be a dredging up of that sadness that defined the 90s, as if memories are being forced to overlap in this vortex of reunion. Aerith's murder overlaying Aerith's survival by a transcendent, insane god. In the phantasmagorical bedlam to follow, there is distinct reason. The black horizontal static tells a tale. Remember, this specific variety of static is the manifestation of Jenova-Roth forcing one reality over another. Another way of saying that is forcing realities together, as we definitively learned in the true nature of reality. In this other world, Cloud speaks silently. The dev geniuses have said these are the sorrow-haunted words spoken long ago. Cloud's sad response further marks that there are two realities coming together. The tears tears adorning his cheeks are different as he cries over the unfair loss fading away in his arms. The Dark God flicks 27-year-old blood at Cloud, and immediately as response, more black horizontal static as this blood mixes with Cloud's strife of Rebirth, not Cloud's strife of Final Fantasy VII. This war of memories and realities is almost finished. Soon Cloud would fully accept Aerith is dead, and the memory of heroism and truth would end. Not die, but end. Simply disappear. Be gone from existence like tears in the rain. True horror that we have seen once before. What would you do to save someone you love? The hard part is over for Aerith. Walking alone to her own execution, not knowing if what she's choosing to do will actually save her friends. The hard temptation of living, of experiencing an unwritten future, they're all gone. And Cloud spared her the pain of a sword stabbing through her bodily form. On his unforeseen might, she earned a death that was painless. He did do some good, and now it's time for her to answer that question, and do so without being trapped in a body.
Cloud, it's okay.
Aerith, surrounded by radiant glow, just as she was in the Temple of the Ancients and in the flower resolution scene. She lets Cloud know she's not gone. Of note is that she is not feigning life here, but instead she proclaims some manner of continued existence that has meaning before Cloud's awakening awareness, this rising inner sight that would manifest again in the final end scenes. Cloud does not ask her to stand up and get behind him, or any other continuation of what he would have said if he thought she were alive. That Aerith could so perceive his ascending awareness gives us an insight into how much she does know about this avatar of creation. The question of which Aerith is emerging here, Omni or Rebirth, is quickly becoming a mirage distinction due to Reunion forcing worlds together. In addition, both Aeriths are now in spirit due to the domination of the Jenova reality. Aerith of the Lifestream Aerith, will soon demonstrate she has Omni Aerith's flow and power, but she also has the innocent memories of Rebirth. Of note is that the Insane One does not sense her, just as she did not sense him in various other situations. Both Omni beings know how to interact in a reality that only Cloud's mind can perceive. A precedent set very early in Remake, and one that would continue on till the end of Rebirth. The other heroes arrive. Barrett sees the green Jenova reality, and Tifa, she sees both realities. The black static of Jenova bleeding together two worlds, one an overlay of another to his design. This ruinous exposition of dark godlike power gives us one final clue that allows utter alignment upon what is truly happening on the infamous bloody altar. In both realities, the sword was deflected. It could be surmised, though, that when Cloud deflected Masamune initially, in the Jenova reality, it was too little, too late, and hence the blood. But Tifa observes the Jenova reality, where Aerith's midriff is tinged crimson, which would only be possible with impalement. But Aerith was not impaled. What we are observing is what happened long ago, as if that four-wall breaking sadness is re-emerging in this vortex of reunion, and the gory vision of the Jenova sword and the whole Jenova reality is fundamentally and holistically uniform with other eldritch virus hallucinations. An overlay overriding what is. Cloud did deflect Masamune, and he did so without it touching Make 'em Bloom, but it did not matter. Jenova is not omniscient. He makes mistakes. Alas, when they work out to his favor, he has no need to abuse the Whispers to correct them. The Insane One's mistake this time is calling the Whispers away from Cloud's friends, but it is what saved his dark reunion. He now has the full limit bars of rage and sorrow and despair that he needed. Darkness rises and grows stronger than light and pollutes the skies. Of note is that Cloud observes this, but he has no means of understanding it any more than he did when the skies went light. None of this is Cloud's hallucination. Make 'em Bloom looks upon her savior. Cloud looks upon his savior. They both understand something unseen and unsaid about this moment. Something none of the other heroes express any knowledge of. In Japanese, Cloud says "motaru," which translates to "wait for me." Extremely odd phraseology. If Mr. Strife believes that she is alive, he does not. He is in abject denial of everything that was just stolen from Aerith, as well as from everyone they both love. He is in denial of the permanency of this wrong. His fragile mind remains on the edge of an abyss, where at best, were he to descend, it would be into despair, and at worst, he would become the abyss. Cloud is in more terrible danger than he has ever been, but his arising awareness does know something of what is occurring, and his means of awakening witness is something that the Omni Flower Seller is aware of. Of note, we can actually observe what one reality dominating but not vanquishing another looks like, as the rainbow memory of Aerith living is visibly almost gone. White whispers keep it alive through their circling containment pattern. That this rainbow reality remains even after the final battles, as we would come to witness, is Aerith's direct influence, so that the memory of Cloud's heroism, of her being alive, remains in his memory. Her manipulation of reality like this is why later some would see her as murdered, but one would not, and is why in the rainbow reality, Aerith appears to be limited to her bodily form, but elsewhere she is a goddess. Darkness reigns supreme. Cloud has had his little push. All of his living friends think he's irrevocably unstable. Aerith lost her life. Yet Make 'em Bloom did edge out a small victory. The memory of Cloud's heroism has not ended like tears in the rain. Cloud has not broken, nor gone Machiavellian rogue by answering that question from a ruthless god-like perspective. He is not the abyss, not yet, and hopefully not ever. And there is one friend who does not think that Cloud is the insane one, Zack, whom Cloud would soon know is alive and battle ready, and Omni Aerith would ensure Jenova could not kill Mr. Fair. Cloud did save Aerith. The insane god used the memory of the bloody altar from Final Fantasy VII as an overlay to dominate the memory of heroism. But as everyone other than Cloud believes Jenova's lie, that is the dominant reality. Aerith is dead in the Beagle timeline. At least for now, the Omni Flower Seller keeps the memory of what Cloud did alive. To be or not to be remains the question. We now know with a very high degree of confidence what happened, but not why. Why is still a ragged wound on the hearts of imagination adventurers the world over. Why did Aerith choose death when she could have had life? Cloud, the avatar of creation, saved her. She could have at least tried to resist Jenova and she didn't. And why? Why does the insane dark god, who is now transcendent according to the dev geniuses, and at this point he already has the real black materia, and his coveted reunion has already begun in a haunt of darkness. He's already won, so why is he still so obsessed with Cloud? Whatever the answer is, what about that apple? The temptation of power. It's true, Cloud did the impossible several times, but he is not in Jenova-Roth's weight class. Even disarmed, Jenova-Roth won with naught but a sinister smile. He's too aware, too prepared. The Remake Rebirth anthology began not with a white bird, but a black bird with black feathers, flying towards Midgar under Sephiroth's creepy music. The puppet strings are thus far unbreakable, even if one were to allow themselves to be tempted by power. Where is it on that level? So where's that apple? Let's rewind. The green lifeblood, the life stream that surrounded the Buster Sword, sprung from Cloud's hands. The Lifestream responded to his will. This is impossible, beyond impossible. Cloud does not know what a burden of a universe even is, or that it is. He has no idea what he's doing. He does not have Cetra ancestry. He has never consumed a single whisper, or spent time in any timeline outside his body to get the cosmic perspective. The Lifestream as of yet has not responded to Jenova-Roth's will, and one of the Lifestream's visible manifestations, the Rainbow of Creation, only did so once Jenova-Roth had the black materia and the whispers to abuse. What Cloud did is inexhaustibly impossible. Arbitrary creation has decried that Aerith's death is inevitable. The arbiters of creation, the White Whispers, tried to stop Cloud, tried to fight Cloud. They chose standing side by side with Sephiroth's Black Whispers, rather than allow the threat of the Avatar of Creation defending someone he loves. And now we are beginning to see why. Cloud's infinite potential, when focused, overpowered the will of Jenova-Roth and overpowered the will of creation, summoning Whisper and Lifestream to his bidding. His will be done. Who is this Cloud? Ore Sephiroth, at the edge of creation, is deeply aware of Cloud's infinite potential and believes that it can help him vanquish destiny once and for all. Ore so believes in Cloud's power, in alignment with what Chadley said behind the last and hardest hidden boss in Remake, named Top Secret. Chadley is able to free himself from his universe simply by observing Mr. Strife, because Cloud's potential is infinite. Who and what Cloud is top secret and infinite, according to Chadley and Ore Sephiroth. And this aligns with the statement about Cloud Dreamweaver from the Remake Ultimania, but it's just potential. No one knows what it can all mean, and it can go any way, as we're already being shown. Will Cloud become a Machiavellian rogue? Can he do what so many on Earth hope he will? Bring Aerith back to life. We don't know what he'll do or what he's capable of, but therein is the temptation. We, just like both Sephiroths, will not know what Cloud is capable of until he claims his cosmic birthright, until his power is tested. So, Imagination Adventurer, you have free will, just like Cloud. Aerith Gainsborough will never get to smile or laugh or get angry in her body with her friends again. And this time not due to the natural causality of life happening, but before the abuse of dark godlike power. She earned the right to live. 27 years later, she was saved. But 42 seconds after that, the lives of beloveds of Aerith, whom a month previous were all just walking the cobblestone streets of Midgar, they have all been rendered as but leaves in the wind. Not people who breathe, love, and die, but parts to be played in a cosmic opera. Now the Dark God's opera. Be gone. In the Japanese version of Rebirth, Aerith's heartbreaking farewell is sayonara, final, goodbye. Well, Imagination Adventurer, is it time to answer that question? What would you do to save someone you love?